Welcome to another video from Between CAD Classes. I'm Tracy, and I'm excited about this particular video because this is step 6 of the CASTER assembly. So hopefully some of you have been with me for the other 5 videos where you create each part of the CASTER assembly. If you haven't seen them yet, or if you missed one, take a look at the description for this particular video, and you will find a link to each of the separate videos for creating all the different parts. In this video, we're going to put it all together. We've modeled all 5 components. Now we're basically going to insert them as though they're blocks and then simply move and rotate them together. So I find this part a little fun. Kind of reminds me of playing with some Legos. So what I'm going to do first is just start a new blank drawing based on the AutoCAD template. So I'll go to New, and then I will double click on the AutoCAD.dwt template. Then I'm going to select the view cube to switch to a 3D oriented view. And then I'm going to start placing my parts. So I'm going to use the insert block command. I like to type I and enter. This will open up your insert blocks palette. And then I'm going to choose the button right here to go and select separate files. This will open up your select file dialog box. Hopefully you saved all 5 of your files in the same location. And I'm going to begin with the top plate. I'll select it, then click open. And then I'm going to go ahead and type 0, 0 and enter as my base point. And looks like I'm in 2D wireframe, so I'm going to switch this to shaded with edges. And now I can see my first part in here. Now you can certainly leave the grid on if you want. I'm going to go ahead and turn it off to clean my screen up a little bit here. And then I'm going to insert the other parts. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and insert them all and then move them after the fact. So I'm going to go to insert once again. Start with the axle and then click open. And this time I'll just click it out in space somewhere because I know I'm going to have to move it anyways. I'll go ahead and place my next component. So I'll choose insert again. And this time I'm going to bring in the bushing. So I'll select bushing and open. And then I'll go ahead and click to place it. Now I will need 2 bushings, so I can either copy that one, or now that bushing is available in my current drawing, I can just select it here from the palette and click to place one more. Then I'll go ahead and insert another drawing file again. This time I'll choose the support and open. I'll go ahead and click to place it. And then once more, I'll find it here in the list and select it and click to place a second copy in here. Now I just need my wheel. So I'm going to go and select it. And there's my wheel and open. And then once again, I will click to place it. All right, so now that I have all of the parts in here, let's kind of take a look at the workflow that we're going to go with here. So I've already got my base in here. I'm going to then bring in my 2 supports. Once again, I might need to rotate these depending on how they came in. Then I'm going to add in my bushings and then my axle. And then finally, I'll bring the wheel in to complete my caster assembly. So back here, we've already got the base plate in, or the top plate as the case may be. We're just upside down on this assembly, remember? And I want to bring in my supports. I'm going to go ahead and close my insert dialog box. And then let's look at 2 different ways that we could rotate the supports so that I can bring them where they need to go. The first thing that I'm going to do is just use my regular old 2D rotate. So to do that, I want to make sure that my UCS is set up relative to the part. So for example, if I were to look at my front view, this would not be a good view for rotating this part in the direction that I want. So instead, I'm going to change to my top view where I'm looking down. And now I can go ahead and rotate each of these parts. In fact, if I wanted to rotate all of them, this would be the easiest view to do it in. But I also want to take the opportunity to show you the 3D rotate tool as well. So I'm going to select my support here and then just use my regular old 2D rotate command. And then I'll pick a base point, could be any point on there. And then I'm going to just go straight down to rotate it in that direction. So once again, I can do the same thing with the other component, but I'm going to come back and use the other method to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and orbit my screen here a little bit. Now that I've got this oriented properly, all I've got to do is just move it into place. Where's my UCS? The truth is it doesn't really matter because I'm going to use endpoint snaps to place this. So I'm going to choose my move command, select the support and enter. And then I will choose the endpoint here of this corner. And then I will simply choose the endpoint of this corner here where it needs to go. And now we've got our first component placed. So now let's look at the 3D rotate tool. So here in my modify panel, this is my 3D rotate tool. I'll select it and then select the geometry and press enter. And now you can see the little 3D rotate widget that shows up. So basically for this one, I can just click one of these circles and rotate around that appropriate axis. Obviously that's not the axis that I want here. I'm going to select the blue circle here so that it rotates in this direction around a vertical axis. Now I can use polar tracking and lock on to the 90-degree angles here. And now I've rotated that part so that it's oriented properly. So once again, I'll use my move command, select the support and enter, pick one of the endpoints here, and then pick the endpoint that it needs to move to there. So there you can see my first 3 components assembled. Next, let's bring in the bushings. So let's see if I have any oriented properly. It looks like I do, so I'm going to go ahead and move one of these in. So I'm going to use move, select the bushing, and enter. Usually at this point, I really like to use object snap overrides to make sure that I get the correct centers. So I'm going to shift right click and choose center. And then I am just going to choose the circle itself. You can see it's going to snap to that inside center. Then same thing when I come over here. I'm just going to shift right click and choose center. And then I will choose the circle here. And you can see the bushing snaps into place. So next bushing here, once again, I'm going to use my 3D rotate tool. So I'll select it, 3D rotate. I'll select the blue circle here, and then I'll rotate it around 180 degrees. Escape out of that, and now I'm ready to move again. So once again, I'll select the object and enter. Shift right click center. Choose the center of the circle here. And then shift right click center. And choose the center of the circle there. Next, I'll bring in my axle. Now, these parts are set to come together without any space between them. So that'll help me place them. So I'm going to move my axle. And I'll go shift right click center and select the center of the thicker cylinder there. And then shift right click center and select the circle there. Finally, I'm going to bring in my wheel. So once again, I will choose the move command, select it, and enter. Shift right click center and choose the center of one of the sides of the hole here on the hub. And then shift right click center, and I'll choose the center of this bushing here. And there we can see all of the components put together. So just like the individual parts, we can also create a detailed drawing of the assembly. I'm going to switch to one of my layout tabs here, and then I am going to go to the layout tab, and I will choose base view from model space. Of course, I could change my scale. I don't know if 1:1 will fit on here. Yeah, it's going to be pretty tight, especially if I put an isometric view in there. So I'll go half scale here. I'll make a front view and click OK. Create a side view, a top view, and an isometric view. Right click and enter. And then I'll go ahead and double click my isometric view and set it to be shaded with visible edges. And then click OK. Well, there we have the caster assembly. I hope you've enjoyed coming on this ride with me, modeling all 5 components and then finally assembling them all together here in AutoCAD. Once again, if you missed any of those components, take a look at the description of this video where you'll find the playlist. If you enjoyed this little project, give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys next time in the next video from Between CAD Classes.